Thank you for joining us for Amazon Sellers News. At the end of this video, because I want you to watch the entire video, we're going to be talking about used sold as new issues which affect all sellers around the world. Every seller needs to know about used sold as new problems. Okay, this is Dana Rodriguez. She's one of our incredible paralegals. First story is business verifications. Now, business verifications were expanded to all sellers in your new terms of service, where Amazon reserved the right in its new contract against you to continuously demand documents in order for you to establish who you are and to maintain your identity. So Dana, jump into breaking news.
Sure.
What have you seen when it comes to business verifications for experienced sellers?
One thing sellers need to know now is that for utility bills, Amazon used to accept phone bills. Right now, they're only accepting gas, electric, and water.
Which is ridiculous, since many sellers all over the world in their office space don't pay those types of bills.
Right. So we've been seeing a lot of sellers actually being rejected by Amazon, and they're being sent a kind of like an automated message saying that their documents are illegible because they're submitting a phone bill.
So what we're finding that's working in this light of extra aggravation is to submit the bills with an explanation that you don't pay the gas bill or the water bill.
Right.
We could also submit documentation regarding your particular office building or wherever you're working. Even WeWork spaces, we've been successful. Second breaking news story, multiple IP complaints against sellers. Now, I talk about this practically every day because it's a continuing and growing problem where brands are making complaints against you.
Right, so it's very important that sellers monitor their performance notifications as well as their emails. It's not every time that you're going to receive all of your policy warnings in your notifications. So we're seeing now a lot of sellers that are coming to us with these lingering IP complaints that were in their email and they didn't realize.
So the goal of every IP complaint is to get it withdrawn. If you can't get it withdrawn, go to Notice Dispute, explain why you did not violate anybody's IP rights. Okay, next thing I want to talk to you about is some incredible events. The India sourcing trip is Monday, and Dana will be taking over the news desk next week when I'm in India. I need all private label sellers to check out indiasourcingtrip.com. Clearly, if you're not signed up for the trip, they're not going to India.
Right.
But if you are sourcing products from factories in China, you need to find some alternatives, and India is a great place for textiles, anything with dye or ink, and handicrafts. Also next week is Ecom Chicago, where Travis Stockman from this office will be speaking there. And I think in addition to the fantastic speakers, what makes Ecom Chicago just a killer event is that it really stresses sellers sharing information with sellers. So check out Ecom Chicago. And also at the end of the month, Global Sources in Hong Kong is a fantastic stepping stone to meeting factory owners in China. And that's October 27th, 28th, and 29th in Hong Kong. Okay, next breaking news story has to do with e-cigarettes and vaping accessories.
Right, so Amazon is suspending all e-cigarette and vaping accessories sellers on Amazon. All those listings will be suspended.
So this is a huge problem. Children are starting to die. The e-vape, this e-cigarette, been selling cotton candy and strawberry flavored vapes, clearly focused on children. So if this is your business model, you need to get into something else, even without my expression of my feelings about those types of products. Amazon's chopping your legs off, get into something else. Okay, here we go. Used sold as new is always a big issue for all sellers who are selling other branded products. So what are you seeing, Dana, on the front lines when it comes to used sold as new?
So we're seeing that packaging is one of the main causes of used sold as new. Even if your packaging has like a scratch or let's say a dent, that is just enough for for a customer to complain that the product was used and sold as new. We're also seeing that returns. Amazon, if you're an FBA seller, these returns being bought back into your inventory and then being sent out. So, these customers are receiving products that were actually used.
So when it comes to used sold as new, packaging, okay? So there are things you can do. One, you can make sure your product's packaging matches exactly what the consumer would find in a brick and mortar store. When it comes to the returns, we're still trying to figure out a better way because Amazon staff at the warehouse is supposed to identify what is sellable, stick it back into inventory, and what is not sellable, and they don't have the time to do it. And a lot of it's done by robots. Okay, so a couple of things. One, if you want to learn what goes on in an FBA facility, watch our videos because 3 of our staff went to an FBA facility and they shot videos to tell you what they saw. Number 2, if Dana's doing a killer job, subscribe to our YouTube channel. YouTube on the Rosenbaum family, the law firm behind AmazonSellersLawyer.com. Subscribe. And please join Dana Monday morning, Amazon Sellers News, and have a fantastic weekend.